Live.
Okay.
Now streaming on Facebook.
Okay.
Is it working?
Okay,
Yep.
it's working. Can we wait just a minute, guys, and let me open up my Facebook? Or should we start? Rich says we should always start right away. He's the pusher.
Okay. Now it's looks like it's live.
Oh yeah, we're live. We're live. No talking politics today. Right?
All right.
Ding now.
Let's start.
Okay. Let's start. Okay. Can I start, guys? We got all these people here. Is it okay if Johann, I'd like to take a minute and introduce you if I can. Hey Matt, are we okay on who we're spotlighting?
This thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Ryan will do that.
Oh, you're in charge of it?
Yep.
Okay. So anyway, I'd like to start out. I'd like to start out by introducing our guest today. It's really cool to have Johann here. I'm going to wait to say his last name because I want to say some things, but it's really great to have Johann here today. And it was I think 15 years ago that my good friend Adam Muller in college, while I was in college, came to me or maybe shortly after came to me and said, "Man, Curt, you got to try out this neck strap." And he had been using it for a little while, maybe a year or so. And actually, I think he came to me and I said, "Oh, I don't sell neck straps. I don't sell neck straps." And we didn't at that time. MusicMedic wasn't doing any accessories. And then Adam, he pushed me, "You got to get one. You got to get one." So I got one, and man, I was blown away. It really felt great. It was like I didn't have a lot of love for neck straps before then, because that was kind of before designer neck straps and nice neck straps were really a thing. And then out came this really nice and comfortable neck strap. And I remember trying to find out what was it about it, and it had a missing spot in the back where your spine would be, but okay. And I just finally, I said, this really is the most comfortable neck strap I've ever used. And so I called up, or I got in touch with Johann, and I found out he's been making these straps since 1996 at that time. So this was 2005. So it wasn't a totally brand new thing, and that they were being supplied sort of around the world, but no one in America was supplying them. So we talked and we struck a deal, and I was able to bring these neck straps into America, and it was really great because they are a wonderful product, and they have saved a lot of musicians a lot of neck problems. And back then they were made in Germany. They're still made in Germany, and back then there were now there are folks that have tried to copy them, and I think that the copy is never as good as the original, and the improvements that Johann has been making to this strap through the years have really done well. And I still have my original neck strap, and I know that Rich has his there, and we've got those. That strap, Rich, would be a gift from me. I'm sure I gave you that strap a long time ago. So
I think so.
And yeah, and I think Matt Scott probably got one too, and no doubt he's still using it. So and this is 15 years later. We're still using the same neck strap, and I haven't found anything more comfortable. And so anyway, I remember when I talked to Johann, I said this is a really great strap, and I want to bring it to America. And then he told me a cool story about it. And so time out. Before I turn this over to Johann, I want to say there's a lot of discussion about, so there's two things I want to know from you, Johann, right when we start, if you can help me with this. One is how to pronounce the name of the strap. So, and I asked you this before we went live, and the answer I got is surprising. I mean, I know I've heard it before, but it's been a while since we've talked. So in America, some people call it the Cebulla, and some people call it the Cebulla. And I think that neither of those are correct, and that's interesting. And the other thing I remember, Johann, that I'd like you to tell us after you tell us how to pronounce the name of your awesome product is, tell us how you got started, because I remember that this was you had a really cool story that really got to me when I heard it, and I believe that not only is obviously a true story, but in helping yourself, you helped a lot of people. So tell us about how to pronounce your strap, Johann, and if you will, introduce yourself and how you started your company. And we're looking forward to hearing it. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Curt. Thank you for your kind introduction. And well, my name is Cebulla. Once again, Cebulla. And it means,
Cebulla.
if you translate it, it means onion. And
So it's the onion strap.
Our family comes from northern Italy, 15th century, 15th, 16th century. And so the name changed from Cipolla to Cebulla. But it's the same meaning of onion. And,
Okay.
and the other thing is, well, I started really in the 90s, and in the early 90s when I increased my practice volume. Back then, there was only one saxophone strap with some padding in the middle. And the padding was hard and pressed exactly on the neck vertebrae here at this point. That seemed impractical to me. After 14 minutes, the back part of the head became somewhat numb and bloodless here above. With my knowledge of anatomy and physiology and about the muscle system from my education in Hatha Yoga, I had the idea to keep the part of the neck vertebrae, it's called C2 to C5, the different bones here up. No? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To keep them free. Wait a minute. This is the strap. And here is the free part. You see?
There it is. That's the magic.
And if you put it here around the neck, the spine is free from pressure.
Yeah.
And so I developed a cushion that remained free at that point. Furthermore, there were hardly any different lengths at this time. And so my idea was also to start with different length of the straps. And so you can say with that, the Cebulla saxophone strap was invented. I started to produce my own straps in S. Here's a little picture, S.
Oh, small. Okay.
It's, well, it's short.
Short.
M, medium. L, it's long. XL is super long. And the baritone strap. Later came the curved soprano strap with 45 centimeter length. But Rich, you just said small. I will pick up this because I can use this word small for the different leather part. Here we have two different parts.
Okay.
And I call this upper one small and this one little larger.
Yeah.
And this is very important to know because there are 45 different saxophone models. But we have only two different cushionings or leather parts. So this is the one, the short one for children about 8 or 9 years old until 13, because this is very short here. And the length is very important if it depends on what kind of neck you have, the circumstance. of the neck, not the body length. It's not the body length that makes a very long length, but it's the neck circumstance. Right? If you are very short, a very small person, but you have a very strong neck, you properly need a long version, L.
That's interesting, Johann.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
And for example, my body length is 1.84 m, and I need about an M. This an M leather part. Once again, this one, M, you see? But the M is, the longest position is 57 centimeter. But it's absolute okay for me with a 54 or 53. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I think so.
Okay.
it's around 22 to 25 inches for you fractional American
there.
people.
Please translate it to America. You see here, this is 57. Yeah? This is 57, an M, medium. And now, if I want to play, I need to push it up, like this.
Yeah.
Ne?
So you have two separate sort of measurements here, right? You have the measurement of the padded cushion, and then you have the measurement of the strings that come
Correct.
down to the instrument.
Yes, correct.
Okay. And that's how you get so many combinations of neck strap. That's how you get your 57 flavors or 40. Just kidding.
45?
45. I'm just kidding. It's a Heinz joke.
Well, the main point is I have only those two leather parts, you know, and I have this in black, and I have this also in deluxe brown,
Sweet.
and perhaps in white.
Oh, nice.
So if you have a white shirt, it's much better to use a white leather part, and it's also better for your white shirt. And it can happen that the black color here, that it's because of if people are sweating while playing the saxophone the whole evening, it's possible that if it's get wet, really wet, then it's possible that your shirt is getting also black little.
I've always liked that. It shows that I play a lot of gigs because all of my dress shirts are all.
But
Rich,
the best thing
go ahead.
is to protect the if you practice at home, you put a cloth, you see, cloth,
Yeah.
and then it's okay. And here it's here is a strap from the very early times. I made this by myself, the length adjuster, from 1996.
Wow.
A very thin cord, and this is the original strap from former times.
Wow, we could sell that on eBay for big money. You know, an original.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Yes.
Go ahead. So one of the things that I've noticed is the material inside there. The
Yes.
padding is like, it's ridiculous. Like I know, Rich, you have yours, and it's been Rich plays all over and all the time and practices every day. And I know he uses his neck strap, but it still has the pad, right, Rich?
Yep. It's still got this strap I got this strap from you in 2005.
Yes.
And
Show us, Rich.
so for the last 15 years, I've been using this. So here's what's
Yes.
left of the,
Yes.
still pretty good. I wore a hole in the leather
Yes.
because I've used it so much.
Mhm.
And this has been, I don't know, thousands of hours of use.
Yes.
And it still functions great, actually.
But the pad is still
Thank
there.
you, Rich. Let me explain something to this point, because I often get this question from musicians. And the point is that if you play a couple of hours, the strap is getting wet, really wet. And if you have normal leather, no? I mean, no? And if it's getting wet, it's no problem, as long as it gets dry, as it has the chance to get dry. So if you play every day, don't put the wet strap into the instrument case and close it. Ne? Let it open, let the air come through, and be sure, if you check it out, that it is really dry. Otherwise, take for the next day another dry strap. Because if it's all the time wet, the leather, it's getting destroyed very quick. You understand?
Yeah.
There are
Yeah.
microorganisms,
Yeah.
small animals. And they do their job very good.
Yes, I've always kept my strap. I have like a separate bag that I keep my,
Yes.
because I have a smaller case that I put a gig bag or gig case. So my strap and reeds and stuff go in the separate bag. So
Great.
I think that's why it's held up for so long.
Yes, great. Thank you. But I think it's a great chance today, if we have this live on internet, that we can discuss this, because many musicians do not know this, that they need to dry up his strap, also their straps, no? And also, this problem also with an instrument. You know this problem if you have a very old saxophone and you open the case and you're smelling at at this. If it's often so that you have to clean it up.
Yeah.
Because many musicians do not think about it. They are perhaps they're coming from the job and they are tired and they have to go to sleep, and the next day, perhaps after 6 or 7 hours, they open the case, and it's very important to let the wet outside the case and outside the strap. That's the point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Curt, you said this is a point about 45 different models. Makes this is a point where I will come to this, and we have different length adjuster. We have the wide length adjuster with 6 holes. It's made of a very strong industrial plastic from the car industrial production, very hard. And then I have a small new one, aluminium and plastic covered.
Okay.
And also with 6 holes. And we have in 16, also and cord with is 60 times braided, And if I put it here inside, it's very easy to move up and down. And this is also new. If you have the tension on it, it's not possible to move it. But if you release the instrument like this here, it's very easy. You can very easy move it up and down. You see?
Yeah, I've always liked that feature, Johann. The adjuster is, I like the strength of the braided cord and the ease of use when you have to change quickly from, say, one size instrument to another. What made you come up with this design from your original design for the adjuster, for the shape?
Well, the idea was that we want to use an adjuster with 6 holes. And I made this one 2011. I think it was 2011. And then I thought we take this model and put it a little smaller. You see?
Yeah.
And we have a little bit open here. This is very important, that the cord is a little bit spread up from the neck. I will show you the old one. This is the old one before.
Oh, that's mine. That's mine right there. Yep.
Also plastic covered. And if you compare it, it's a little bit open, more open here. No? Here. That the cord leads a little bit open to the neck. And the point, very important, that the cord is not leading twice through the same hole. We have this here, that the cord is leading twice through the same hole. And here, in every hole is only one time a cord. You understand what I mean?
Oh, yeah. You have the 2 extra holes.
I can show you. Yeah, 2 extra holes. If I put this here one, I have to go back through the same holes. You see? So.
Oh, yeah.
You see it?
Like on the original one.
It's the same hole twice, no? And this is not. Wait a minute, where is my strap? It's not the same with here, no? Only one time.
Do you find a difference in how that adjusts or how it feels?
I beg your pardon?
Do you feel a difference in how that adjusts with the when it's only going through the hole one time with the 6-hole version?
Yes. Well, we thought about what we can do better, and my idea was to have the cord and the circumference of the cord, and to correct the hole, the size of the hole. And so this system was, I mean, I made my thought about this system between the cord and the holes, and the system with 6 holes, that it works much, much better. And the former one, it was, well, I didn't thought very carefully about the size of the hole. Because they have the same hole, the same size here and here. But here, it's the cord has to come through twice. And that means it works not bad, but it could be better.
Yeah.
I can attest to that. I think the new design is actually much, I mean, it's noticeably faster, the adjustment. It's still just as strong and sturdy, but if you need to adjust quickly up or down, the braided combination with the 6-hole adjuster,
Yeah.
I do think it's a nice improvement.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
The former problem was also with the very old adjuster, you remember?
Oh yeah, actually that's mine right there.
And the surface, I let prepare the surface, but if you use it several years, it changed, the surface changed because of the hands, of the sweat on the hands.
Right.
And it's a chemical process. Excuse me, wait a minute. Yes, here. You can see it a little bit. It changed the surface, and that makes that the cord doesn't run very good after years.
Boy, mine still works great.
Oh, that's great. But what I mean is that this chemical process on the surface took over to the cord and changed the surface of the cord. And this is not possible with the plastic covered, not anymore. So step by step, I try to improve everything. Right? And from the beginning, it was not so complicated. If you go back to this one, and
yeah.
But if you want to change something, there's often a tail behind it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Johann, did you want to tell us anything about your manufacturing technique, or is that super secret? We can't know.
Yes. Yes. Let's talk about the leather.
Ooh.
Here nice. You can see half a cowhide. You see the grained leather.
Yeah.
And only the first class part is taken for the Cebulla strap. The leather must not stretch so much. This is very important. If you have the whole part here, it's very different. It's the same with our bodies, right? We have this part here. It needs flexibility to move the arm. And we have this part and this part and this part of the skin, and they are very different. And that means that I have to check it out. For example, this is a leather part, and this was not in the right direction. The leather must not stretch so much like this one. You see?
Mm-hmm.
And if I would use this leather for a strap, you would have probably after a while 10 centimeters longer. No? It's stretching here. No? So I cut it out exactly in the position where it hardly stretches. This is the one stretch, and this is the other one. There's not that. No? It's much more stronger.
Yeah.
No? It's much stronger. No? So I had to look at this one, and that means that I cannot cut or produce very much from one cow, right? From one skin or one from leather cow, because I have to look at this, at the quality. Sometimes it happened that you have this, and I don't produce this kind either. No? So I look at very good quality at the back. No? That the edge here, the edge is perfect then.
Yeah.
If the
Yeah,
edge
Awesome.
would not be perfect if I would produce leather like this. You see?
Yeah, that's great, Johann. Thank you.
Yeah.
From all the saxophonists, thank you for taking the time to care about that.
Thank you. It was a pleasure for me.
Yeah. Oh, wait, don't say goodbye yet. Don't say goodbye yet. That was just a random thank you. Is there anything else that you wanted to share about your manufacturing technique? If not, it's okay.
Perhaps it's interest for the for all guys to see the machine. Here you can see
Look at
my
that thing.
old Singer machine,
Wow.
sewing machine, which is more than 120 years old. This one.
Is that where all the straps are made?
Yes, it's the same beside, but I cannot show it. Wait a minute. Behind the saxophone case.
Wow, look at this.
This is
We're
the
seeing the
original
factory.
machine. I made about 30,000 straps.
Wow.
By hand. That's incredible.
This is incredible. Wow. I want to get a picture of that. This is awesome, Johann.
I take some picture and send it via email.
Awesome.
So if you get a Cebulla strap, Cebulla, it is made, it's literally made by Johann in his workshop from materials that he handpicks and selects for durability and quality, but on a level that's not, I don't see that with other straps on the market, not as much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
One thing, most of the musicians ask me the difference between the baritone strap and the normal. And here I have the baritone cushioning. This is much bigger. And the normal.
Oh, yeah.
And you see the difference, no?
Wow. Yeah.
This is the difference. And I recommend nowadays, it's brand new, if you play baritone and you use this baritone strap, and the baritone is very heavy from the weight, I would recommend the brand new steel. It's a stainless steel hook. It's not golden, but it's much stronger here because the weight of the baritone can rub off the ring at the instrument or the hook.
Yeah.
This is possible.
Yeah.
And for those who extremely often use and move the instrument, so that it can rub off here, moving it. No? I would recommend this hook.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think,
Wow.
I was going to say, I think that just this as well, the lockable
Absolute.
clasp was
Yes.
like a very important detail, especially if you get into performance situations where you have to
Yes.
move or dance around, like in a dance band or a commercial setting. Like a strap that has a locking mechanism,
Yes.
has been very handy over the last decade and a half that I've used it. So many times, because you're in the moment, you're playing, and if you're, if you dip down, or if you're going like this with your saxophone, which saxophonists might do, and then it's hard to have to pay attention to this, to this connection here. So to be able to forget about that it's a very important detail that you kind of, from the beginning, I thought was an excellent choice.
Yeah, me too. Me too. That saves. Although as a repair guy, it's nice with it. I mean, that's kind of how we make our money, right? Hey, Johann, I want to and do you, unless you have anything, I really want to say thank you for coming out here, and I think that the world is better with you providing these neck straps to everyone. And before we had this discussion today, I really had a lot of respect for your product, and I really thought that you're doing something great. And some of the things that I appreciate are the quality of the materials, how long these things have lasted, like we were talking on Rich's strap, how it still has cushion through all these years. I mean, these are things that don't happen on accident. These are things that happen because you care. And you've taken the time to select the proper materials and do it right, and then actually produce the product in your shop there, which we got to see. You've done things like you created a soprano strap, which is a real issue. A lot of people who play curved sopranos, they don't know what to do, and they have to buy a different strap and cut it or sew it back together. And now that problem is solved. You created a baritone strap and took the time to consider the weight of the instrument and change the strap so that it will be more comfortable for the baritone player. And we all know that the baritone sax is the most important of the saxophones. So as a baritone saxophonist, I thank you for this. You've created sizes for everyone. You've thought about children's necks compared to an adult's neck, and even a short person with a big neck, or a tall person with a skinny neck. I mean, these are real people in the world that need neck straps and can't find one that works. But aside from that, you've created a neck strap that doesn't slip, that just isn't a problem, that lasts a long time. And then you took the time to fix it. And what I heard you say today about fixing the clasp on there, because after years of touching it, it changes, the surface is basically a little corroded, and you've made the changes to fix that. You've changed the strap so that it has less tension on the front of your neck by opening it up.
Yes.
These are things that a person who, I don't want to keep talking about that they're a copy out there, but I think anyone who bought a copy of one of your straps, which would be a copy of any strap that has space for your spine and allows you to not have that pain there and those problems, would really be doing a disservice, because they're not getting the quality and the years of improvements that you're doing. I mean, the only way that what we have today in this world and on your product can happen is if a guy like you does what you're doing. And that's really awesome. You have taken the time and really supplied us with a wonderful product that just works and works and works. And thank you for that. I mean, thank you. My hat's off to you. That's really
Absolutely
great. And not only have you done it, but you've done it for years, and it appears that you're going to continue to keep doing it. Man, I hope you do. And thank you. Thank you for doing this. Thanks for being out here. And thank you guys. Thank everyone at Music Medic for being here. And thank you all out there in the world. Thanks for coming and checking out our video and checking out the Cebulla Strap. Cebulla Strap.
Perfect.
Say it one more time.
Perfect.
All right, good. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye.
Johann.
Bye, Johann.
Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.